Aloha there, this is Darci Frankel, and I'm coming to you from my home office at Hanalei Day Spa here on Kauai. For those of you who do not know me, I am an experienced cleansing and rejuvenation specialist. I help people to feel better, in other words, and I do that through my cleansing retreats, different programs, and my day spa here on Kauai, Hanalei Day Spa. Today, just like the title says, I wanted to talk to you about wanted to talk to you about how I'm very upset. We keep losing friends and family members due to extreme toxic exposure, but it doesn't look like that, and it's not what we think. So I'll explain to you about that, and I'll try to temper my upset as well. I usually don't post when I'm feeling very, passionate or upset about something, but I figured it's important. If this is happening to me, it's probably happening to you. And my whole goal in life, what gets me out of bed in the morning is helping people. Everything I've always offered is to increase well-being and wellness in the body, the mind, the attitude or spirit. So first I want to talk a little bit about what toxins are. We might think of toxins with the skull and crossbones as hazardous waste or, something that says poison or toxins in our medicine cabinet. However, there are many small, medium, and large exposures that we imbibe through our senses in any given day, and we're not even aware of them. We're exposed to toxins at every turn through the air that we breathe, through the water, the showering, drinking, bathing, and swimming water that we're exposed to, that we drink through our mouth and through our skin. Do you know that there are drugs in our municipal drinking water, for instance? Yes, there are many types of drugs in the water that you drink, shower, bathe, and swim in, and you're probably not even aware. The most common are opioids, painkillers, hormones in the form of birth control, as well as hormone replacements, antibiotics. These are the most popular. Now, when we shower and bathe in this water, we're exposed to 100 more times than we could ever drink. So you want to think about that. Do you know what's in your drinking water? In my 7-day cleanse, my online course that's available right now for free, I have a lesson called What's in Your Drinking Water, where I help you to learn about these toxins, to cleanse them from your body, to track your progress as you do so, and to prevent these toxins from getting into your body in the first place. This is absolutely free right now and available to everyone and anyone. So you might want to go check that out while you can. So now I was just at the second category of toxins in our water, and that's just one small example. Do you know that there are toxins that are grown into, sprayed on, added into our food sources? We're literally eating these. Not to mention, or to mention, the other toxins that we're exposed to through our skin. Do you know our skin indiscriminately brings in and digests everything that's put on it? Yes, that's true. From the creams and lotions to the laundry detergent, as well as fabric softener that you might use, or those dryer sheets. Do you know those dryer sheets, laundry detergents, and fabric softeners have so many complex chemicals in them? And we roll on them and sleep on them at night. We might sweat and really enhance that whole exchange where we literally digest and draw these toxins into our bodies. Now, there are these very complex chemicals. Now, complex chemicals are compounded. So we get chemical doses They might be small, medium, or large from these many different sources, from our body products, from our cleaning products, from our drinking water, from our medicines, from our foods, from our printers, EMF toxins. There are 7 categories of toxins. Be on the lookout, by the way, for my video about the 7 categories of toxins. We're exposed to toxins at every turn, and we voluntarily put these on and in our body, and we don't even know. And the more complex the combinations, the worse they are. What happens is we get them into our bodies, they stay until we do a cleanse. And unless we really intentionally cleanse these toxins, these heavy metals, pesticides, complex chemicals, these BPAs, these endocrine disruptors out of our tissues, they just stay. And they cause problems, whether it's instantly or down the line, a year, 5 years, 10 years, decades later. Now, we often don't know that we're exposed to these toxins. It's like when you get a bee sting or you stub your toe, immediately, right? Well, we're absorbing toxins through all of our senses, right? All the time, and you don't know. And sometimes when you do know, it is too late. For instance, if you're smelling mold, it's too late. The particulate is in the smell. If you're walking by someone's house and you smell that fabric softener smell or the laundry detergent smell, oh, it might smell good, but there's a toxic stew of chemicals. It's too late. You have already imbibed those chemicals. Now, companies don't tell us. We are not informed. Plastic companies don't tell us that when we imbibe their products, that it disrupts our endocrine system, that it can create infertility down the line. You don't know. You just drink from that water bottle and you don't know that there's BPA in there or other toxic contaminants. And we keep adding these. We're exposed to tens of thousands of more chemicals, heavy metals than our parents were and their parents were. And we don't even know. Now, the number one thing that we all want, we want to look our best. We want to look and we want to feel our best. We want to have that flat stomach, the pain-free, agile body, and be able to look really good in a bathing suit. And each year we want to grow in health rather than deteriorate into pain. We just want to keep looking better, defy age, and look our best and grow old like that, right? Well, that can't happen if our organs of detoxification are clogged with years of toxins. What I wanted to share with you today are 5 case studies about people that I personally know who've been deeply affected by toxins. Now, some of the people, I'm changing their names because I really want to protect the families. Now, the first one I'll share with you is of a dear friend of mine, Lonnie. She's given me permission to use her name. I've been doing some research for an upcoming webinar and report for the summer. I wanted a couple of people to read it. I wanted to see their responses, hear their questions, just see if it was really comprehensive. And so Lonnie was one of the people who agreed to review this. And I was really happy because she is very smart. She's got a degree in nuclear medicine. She's got a good critical mind. So I knew if something wasn't abundantly clear, she would let me know. So she read my summer sunscreen webinar, how sunscreens make you sick, fat, and tired, which, by the way, I'll put a link so that you can access it too if you'd like. Now, she read this report and all of a sudden she called me and she said, Darci, I didn't even realize it. I have been sick. I started to use this toxic sunscreen a couple of weeks ago, slather it on, go swimming for 2 hours, come home, just rinse off. She was just doing a little rinse off. She wasn't showering and scrubbing the sunscreen off. And after 2 weeks, she was having panic attacks. Her blood pressure was through the roof. She had gained weight and she felt very jangly. She was very agitated, but she couldn't sleep. And she made this one change where she took out the sunscreen that she just added 2 weeks prior. She didn't even do my cleanse yet. We actually started that today, and she started to feel better immediately. She sent me this text. I'll share it with you. Look at that. She says, I can't believe how much better I feel. It's crazy. So we can see how we don't even realize we're putting something on our body, and then we start to feel crappy in a week or two. She didn't know what it was connected to until she read my report. I'm so grateful that she read that. And I'm so happy that she stopped using that toxic sunscreen. But that it just shows my point. We don't realize that we're exposing ourselves to these toxic substances. Everybody uses commercial laundry detergent. I don't. Everybody drinks their tap water. I mean, I don't. I get water from our spring here, our artesian spring on Kauai. But we do these things and we don't question them. Just like a family member who for years cleaned houses. She used conventional cleaners. And here's a little infographic that says using conventional cleaners is the equivalent to smoking. People don't realize we breathe these in. You absorb them through your lungs as well as your hands and wherever they get, touch your body. Just like Lonnie was exposed to 2-3 tablespoons every day of this sunscreen with endocrine disruptors, with so many toxic chemicals and these combinations of chemicals. Now, since then, she's doing my cleanse. She's really looked into her life, because in my course, I teach you how to learn about all the different toxins. We do a cleanse each week in my Serious Cleanse 30-day challenge. I give you tests and barometers so you can track your progress, and then you know which chemicals, which toxins to prevent from getting in your body in the first place. It's so much easier to prevent these toxins from getting in than it is to cleanse them. Now, like I said, we had a family member. This is really hard for me to talk about, but I just kind of hit this point this morning and I had to talk about it. So we had this family member a few years ago who used to use a lot of these cleaning products, chemical intense conventional laundry detergent, the fabric softeners, the dryer sheets, and the bedroom was right by the laundry room, so that smell and the vapors would go into the bedroom, inhaling that all the time in combination with hair dye. Now, there are studies that have shown that just this specific hair dye was linked to the very specific disease that this person had. The question is, how do we communicate? How do I communicate that to people? How do we now change our habits, change our lifestyle so that we can prevent these toxins from getting into our bodies in the future, so that we can live to see our grandchildren and their children and their children? How do we have these conversations? How do we make these hard changes? Today I went over to my day spa, and there was the gentleman, and he was pumping the sewage. When we've been closed down for a few months since the COVID, but normally he comes before hours and it's all finished. But when he pumps this, there's this toxic sludge, and you can, if you're in the area, you can smell it, you breathe it in. It's not only the sewage, but it's also the chemicals that are used to treat this. Now, if somebody were exposed to this consistently, it could cause real harm to them. In fact, there's a new person on the property, and I said to him, listen, please always be upwind of this. Don't breathe this in. Always wear protective gear, wear gloves, wear a mask. Please don't breathe that in. I'm very concerned about these different industries and professions, painters and different journeymen and different tradesmen who are exposed to these chemicals. I talk to my husband a lot about protective gear. And I, won't let him do things that are toxic. And I teach him how to mitigate certain things. Why? Because I want him to see his grandchildren and his grandchildren's children. I wrote a list here. It's a very hard list for me to write, and I've given you a couple of examples so far. We have our beautiful Hawaiian surf legend, and I know that I can mention her name because I know that she wants to be an example for others. Rel Sun. She was the queen of aloha and brightened everybody that she came in contact with. She gave so much and contributed so much goodwill to people in Hawaii and all around the world. Now, as a child, Rel was exposed to some very noxious chemicals, DDT. The kids would just play in this truck that went down the street. The companies didn't tell them. They don't tell us. We are not informed. The company didn't tell us this is toxic. They said it's a miracle spray and it'll kill mosquitoes. But what they didn't know is that decades later, Rel would begin a fatal battle with breast cancer. For 15 years, she struggled with breast cancer and she passed away. We lost an amazing member of our community and society. And there are so many people that this has happened to. I have an auntie friend, well, we call them auntie here in Hawaii, but this person would always use aluminum foil with her cooking and baking, just always with the aluminum. And I didn't find this out until I learned that she has serious Alzheimer's. Now, aluminum, if you know anything about aluminum, it has an affinity towards the breast and brain. And it goes there and it causes deterioration until we do a heavy metal cleanse. And that's part of my point, education and cleansing. There is hope. We can cleanse these toxins out of our bodies. We need to learn about these toxins, cleanse them, track our progress as we do so, and prevent these toxins from getting in our body in the first place. We need to talk to our friends, our neighbors, our family members. We need to watch them and protect them. We have a beautiful word in Hawaiian, malama, malama aina, malama pono, do what's right. Take care. Malama aina, take care of the land, take care of the va'a, the water, take care of each other. I have a very strong calling to Malama to take care. It's been my life's mission, as I mentioned before, and I hope you too can be part of the solution. Please educate your friends, your family members. What are you putting on your skin? What are you taking in? What are you breathing? What are you eating? What are you consuming? What are you drinking and showering in? We need to question all these things that we consume because the companies are not looking out for us. So I want to encourage you to take advantage of my 7-day serious cleanse challenge. It's absolutely free right now. Click on the link that I provide below. I'll help you to do just what I've been talking about today, to learn about toxins. In the first week, I talk about what's in your water. I talk about what's in your showering, drinking water. I talk about the 7 categories of toxins so that you can know what to look out for and how to malama, how to protect yourself, your husband, your wife, your children, your grandchildren, your aunties, your family, your neighbors. We need to protect ourselves. We need to have our immune system as strong as possible by cleansing the toxins out. It's a very important timing right now to be as strong as we possibly can. And we can't when our organs of detoxification are bogged down with these layers and layers of toxins. We need to do periodic cleansing. So I also have my Serious Cleanse Protocol, which is the cleansing kit. This helps you to go through your 4 organs of detoxification: the kidneys, the liver, the skin, and the lymphatic system. This is a very unique and body-centered cleanse that I've developed over my 26 years being a cleansing and rejuvenation specialist. It's tried and true, it's cost effective, and I walk you through every step of the way. Everybody right now who does either my 7-day, my 30-day, or my cleansing kit has access to a free consultation. You have support, incredible amounts of support. But we need to take action to undo some of these actions that we have created in our bodies. Through no fault of our own, it's just because we didn't know. You didn't know that there are drugs in your municipal drinking water. You didn't know that they affect your hormones, your fertility, the fertility of generations to come, that they are persistent in our body as well as the environment. You didn't know that the laundry detergent, the fabric softener, the laundry sheets that you might have been using is persistent in your body and in the environment. You didn't know that. We didn't know that the lotions, that the sunscreen, the water, our body, and cleaning products, we don't know until we do know. But now that you do know, it's time to do a cleanse. So work with me together to be part of the solution. Do one of these cleanses. Share these cleanses with people that you know need them. We need to have our voice heard and malama each other. Thank you for joining me today. Let me know how your journey goes. I'm really interested in hearing how you do. I hope this has been helpful. When you find value, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. That helps me as well as you. So thank you for that. Thank you again for joining me. And I hope that you have a great day. Aloha.